They believe in like multiple. Okay, they do.
Because I know Krishna. I know you all have multiple deities as well.
We don't. Yeah. So you meditate?
Yeah.
What type of meditation you do?
Different types.
So do you like? So you're aware of like trying to cleanse your consciousness and try to like get peace of mind. Right?
Yeah.
And what made you get into that?
That's a long story.
Long story.
Yeah, I've been meditating probably as old as you are, brother.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever read one of these books before?
Long time ago.
Which one you read?
The Science of Self-Realization, the Bhagavad Gita.
You read the Bhagavad Gita?
Mm-hmm.
You liked it?
Okay. That's an interesting question. What do you mean, like it?
Like,
it's just interesting.
It's interesting to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about Bhakti Yoga.
So my question is, what is the origin of this particular type of Hinduism? Do you know?
So that's saying it's not Hinduism. It's called the Krishna conscious movement. Hinduism is pretty much a vague excuse to avoid surrendering to God. Hinduism is pretty much, they perform rituals, they perform like deity worship, but they don't actually come to a point of loving God. And that's why this is not Hinduism. Krishna consciousness, we actually submit. There's only one God. Do you agree with that? Do you believe that there's a God?
Well, don't get my agreement on things. I'm just asking you because that'll go different places.
Anyways, so the difference between Krishna consciousness and like Hinduism.
But wait, you're saying Krishna conscious movement isn't Hinduism, or it's not a part of it?
No.
But it comes out of India.
No. Well, Hinduism. You gotta understand what Hinduism is.
Okay.
Hinduism, like I said, it's a Vedic excuse to avoid surrendering to God. So part of Hinduism, they study Bhagavad Gita, but they don't actually come to the point of loving God. So like I said, Krishna consciousness is a movement to help people come to a point of loving God. That's why Hindus, they understand, they read Bhagavad Gita, but this isn't a Hindu movement. I mean, because part of Hindu is they don't come to a point of actually loving God. So no, it's not Hinduism. That's part of the culture. Part of Hindu culture is to perform like like pretty much rituals in order to increase their material life. But the Krishna conscious movement, we're not trying to increase our material perplexities. We're trying to actually attain a spiritual liberation. Starting from the mind. Because if you can control your mind, then that's the first step of actually growing spiritually. So that's why I said so. Part of Krishna consciousness is the movement is actually.
That's a very interesting statement because from all of my different studies would say differently, I guess, but. Now, why would you say that the Hinduism in general? That's a blanket term.
So I'm saying, so this is called the Krishna conscious movement.
Yeah.
Nowhere in this book you're gonna find the word Hindu.
Understood.
Okay, like I said, if you do more research to Hinduism, they believe in like multiple. Okay.
Because I know Krishna. I know you all have multiple deities as well.
We don't. Yeah, but we only. You understand? So God is one, but He expands in multiple forms. We only worship one God. Alright, so in Krishna consciousness, Krishna is one. What's up? You want to buy the Gita, my man? Oh, I gotta buy it? No, you gotta buy it. You can get a donation if you want. You get small donations. I don't have any money. You get one, alright? Yeah. No, so like for example, the best example I can give is like there's a candle, right? There's one candle. And if there's a birthday cake, sometimes that one candle, you light one candle, you light other candles. But the one candle is the same. It's just it has it gave life to other candles, but these other candles are pretty much expensive to the one candle. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Yeah, but it's like I said, God is only.
But that would be the basic Hindu understanding as well.
No, Hindu's understanding is.
But wait, because I keep saying Hindu, but I know even that is a blanket term that they don't even call it.
The word Hindu actually comes from the word. So in India, there's a river it's like a valley called the Sindhu. Valley, and Hindu actually refers to a group of people who come from that valley called the Sindhu, but they mispronounce it. Have you heard of this? They mispronounce it from Sindhu to Hindu. So that's another thing. So like I said, with Hinduism though, they believe that all these alright. For example, there's a president, right? There's a president, and under the president you have his departments and you have administrators, right? So Hindus believe that everybody's God. They believe that you're God, I'm God, we're God. No, that's not true. That's not true. There's only one God, and we're all subordinate to that one God. That's why I said it's not Hinduism.
So, but it wouldn't be the approach that through the cultivation of the self within you cultivate the divine consciousness.
Not through Hindus, no. So what Hindus, like I said, Hindus they don't.
But that's from my understanding.
Would not. I mean, like I said, the thing about it, your understanding is, did you get this off the internet or did you get it from the book? Because in Bhagavad Gita, if you read Bhagavad Gita, especially this version, it never says anything about, Hinduism and like,
Yeah, I'm not quoting Bhagavad Gita. I'm just actually having a conversation.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, they read the internet and they get
definitely not from the internet.
Yeah, they get bewildered by some of these things. But like I'm saying, so Hindus, they worship many like demigods.
Yeah.
And they don't actually.
But the demigods would be like the smaller lights of your candles.
Yeah, exactly. But pretty much they're like body. So God is like, you say universal body. They're like different like parts of the body of the whole. But they're not actually the complete. That's like saying you're trying to worship your hand. Like your hand is not your whole body. Or you're trying to worship your foot. Your foot is not the whole body. If you really want to nourish the body, you should go to the source. So that's what Hindus fail to do. They kind of just they worship demigods for material benedictions.
Okay.
That makes sense. So for example, like Indra is a demigod. He's in charge of the rain. You also have Shiva. He's in charge of the material universe. He can also give you material benedictions. There's like you said, the different demigods. Vayu's like the demigod of the water. So there's different demigods, and sometimes what the Hindus do is they worship demigods for material reasons. But
to get things.
Yeah, for material reasons. But we, Krishna consciousness, we're telling we should get out of this material world. We should elevate and get. And that's what you said. Hindus, they believe that we should raise our consciousness. Well, in a sense, they perform austerities, but they do it. The reason they do it is for material gains. The reason they're doing it is not to love God. They're doing it for their own sense gratification. That makes sense.
Right, but I don't know if in your conversation, I don't know just like a blanket term saying they all. I would say there's variations amongst the different sects.
Yeah, of course.
Because the Jains are very different.
Yeah, I never asked you what is Jainism?
These are the brothers and sisters that will walk around without very much clothing and try not to do no harm to any type of creature in their environment. Okay. And then in their lifestyle, they try to do no harm to the people or anybody they come into contact with. Okay. And then they also relinquish a lot of material. They also relinquish the material world as well. Yeah. So I mean, I just do some studying. I practice Afrocentric religions, African spirituality.
Like Ifa?
Kemetic spirituality. So it's a blend.
That's from like Egypt.
It's a syncretism that's restoring the legacy of Egypt, but a lot of the practices come from African-based spirituality, African-based understanding. So it's a lot of dances, a lot of chants, a lot of meditation.
What's the difference between that and Ifa?
The difference between that and Ifa is simply the songs. The approach is very the same. It's very much the same. So. The difference would be it's just the approach, because the technique would be the same. Okay. So the names of the gods would be different, so to speak. The names of the names of the gods would be different. There would be a more, like in Ifa, there's a bigger pantheon.
Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead, I can go.
Yeah, we got some books for you. Yeah, I'm at the high school. You're trying to give me this one. How old are you? 30? You just tell you something real quick.
But not much difference. That's why I say African based.
So I think even in Ifa they believe in like demigods, right? They believe like certain like demigods that control.
In Ifa, what it is that you have a specific ori or a specific god that's over you, and then it's through your living through that energy that you're able to manifest whatever destiny you have here on the planet.
Right. And it's like they choose you, right? I remember this research. It's like they choose you based on like I guess your desires and your like psychophysical nature or something like that.
Yeah, that's at birth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's before you are born. So the teachings are before you are born, you come in with the mission, and then your mission, your ori, all of that is given to you before you are born. And when you're born, it's your goal to kind of understand and realize that destiny. And so yeah.
They believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
Okay, so you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah.
Man, most people don't even believe in that. Most people like they believe. My family dog just died. My mom's like, he's going to dog heaven. And I'm just sitting back thinking, like, does that even make any sense, you know?
Well, but I think it's, I approach it as theories of reincarnation.
Yeah.
You know, because I know in Krishna consciousness there is no, well, correct me if I'm wrong, you reincarnate based upon the way in which you live your life and how your desires go, which way they go. If your desires go one way, you go towards a specific kingdom of reincarnation. If they go another way, you go towards a different one. That's a shortened version of it.
Well, yes and no. You're right about your desires. So your desires in this life does determine your next life. But like I said, we're trying to preach to get out of this cycle of birth, death, old age, and death. We're trying to preach to get out of the cycle and go back home. Like
Yeah.
Because there's a cycle, But like, for example, God is so merciful. Like, if you want some materials, He's gonna give that to you. But sometimes, we can't get everything on this one life because it's not a life to fulfill our desires.
Yeah, that's the other.
More or less, like you said.
Yeah. That was a short and abbreviated. Yeah. But now with African baby, but then the difference between like the concept of reincarnation, taught here and in Africa, like this is not based on any family line, right?
What do you mean?
Is it like it's not necessarily tied, your reincarnation is not necessarily tied to your family line or your bloodline, right?
Well, you understand, we're not these bodies, So, but the thing is, we do recognize ancestral worship. We do recognize that, if you liberate yourself, then you can liberate your predecessors and your family descendants. Not only your descendants, but like I think like 7 generations. Like you liberate yourself. If you get liberated, then you guys liberate also.
Okay, then it's very similar in African.
You can also generate your family like lineage. But what we preach is we're not these bodies. We're ultimately spiritual beings. So in a sense,
in African spirituality, it's the same. It's a very similar concept.
Yeah.
Because in African spirituality, a lot of your reincarnation, especially if you haven't, become an enlightened ancestor, so to speak, is based upon your family bloodline.
Yeah.
And through your work, if you work towards manifesting a higher consciousness within, then you can assist your ancestors, and then you can assist your descendants.
It seems like we believe in the same thing.
I'm just having my conversation was related to like the origin.
Yeah, So Krishna consciousness, you saying the origin?
Because I remember I was reading, and I think the founder of this particular brand started in the 1500s, right?
No, way before that.
Because I remember reading that.
That's Chaitanya. So the Krishna consciousness movement has been existing for billions of years, but in the 1500s it became manifest. You like to read? You like to read? Just do some meditation, do some material. I mean, you can like it. If you like, you can take a book and make a small donation if you want. So what you think about, so that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he inaugurated this singing. So that's what he inaugurated. So in different ages, there are different ways.
What was the name of the band?
His name is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
That's Prabhupada, right? No, this one is Prabhupada, right?
It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he came in 1500s and he inaugurated the singing of chanting Hare Krishna to pretty much like liberate.
Okay, this is what I was referring to. I remember this.
That's it. So Prabhupada is different. Prabhupada came in the 1970s, and he pretty much introduced it from the eastern world to the western world. The chanting Hare Krishna, and in less than 10 years, he established like over like 200 centers. Like 15 farm communities, like 30 schools. Because we also believe being in this industrial complex is taking us away from like simple living and high thinking. So we believe that we're trying to get back to natural living, similar to African religion, that we can live in harmony with nature. Because God has given us everything we need with nature. He's given us what? Fruits, flowers, vegetables. He's given us so much natural resources. But what man has done is we've been exploiting the natural resources instead of actually using it to grow in a spiritual economy. We use it for the growth of materialism. So So same like that Africa, we believe that we're trying to get back to like the land, because although that's what we have to preach in the cities, because that's where the majority of people are. But the ultimate goal of the Christian conscious movement is actually to reach out farming communities. Is that something also that Africans believe? Like
it depends on who you're talking to. There's no blanket statement. There's no. But then people that understand the destructive effects of modern civilization are going back to the natural indigenous ways of living.
I mean, it's dangerous, you know. Like technology. I mean, you can use technology for good. But what's happening is people are using it for what? For lust, greed, and anger. And these are dangerous. It's dangerous. Lust, greed, and anger are very dangerous. I mean, if you know how to harness it, you can spiritualize it. But what happens is people are let they control them. And it's because modern society is encouraging people to be more lusty, more lusty. They're encouraging people to because when lust is not satisfied, it turns into anger. And then that's pretty much that's what we believe. So when you are lusting after something, it could be not even like it could be the opposite sex, or it could just even be like food or anything. If you lust after something and you don't get it, you're angry after you don't get it. You start lamenting. When you start lamenting, that's when anger comes, and anger is very destructive to spiritual life. Anger.